What's up? Kyuzou coming at you with a build diary. I said I wasn't done with a necro, so I tried crafting my dream bow for SRS, but failed. Tried SRS for a staff instead and came to realize that SRS is absolutely awful. Clear is okay, but slower than Phantasm. Single target is better than Phantasm, but SRS AI is quite literally retarded. So I moved on to my next project, Detonate Dead. Whoo boy, what a project. Never have I thrown so much chaos and regrets to a build, literally and figuratively. My initial idea was to make an Ignite build out of it. Originally, I had a life-based Might of a Matter tree planned out, but seeing as I still had the CI gear from the Phantasm guy just laying there, I decided to go CI instead. I went for the Dorianis Catalyst, as it has elemental damage rather than spell damage, and unless I missed something, I'm under the impression you still cannot buff burn damage with spell damage. Therefore, Dorianis. There's a long list of problems I ran into with this build. First one is being able to kill bosses in under 20 minutes. Porcupine maps are a huge no-no. Extra life maps, believe it or not, because it goes against logic, is a huge damage loss. Can't face tank any things, and I don't have room for a decoy, so I have to kite like a madman for the most part. Had some huge mana regen issues. Didn't want to resort to a mana potion, but I was damn close to it. So I tried Orb of Storms, Stormbrand, whatever, attached with Mana Leech. Kinda worked, but it was also kinda clunky. So in the end, I just decided to grab Essence Glutton purely for the mana regen, which pretty much solved everything and even allowed me to drop Clarity completely. I've died a lot to freeze. Being CI, you get frozen very easily, but there's only so many charges a flask can carry. So I bought a Dream Fragment, which sadly had to have an implicit corruption, otherwise it would mess with my Wise Oak. You kind of have to play rather conservatively, otherwise you'll get stun locked to death. As of yet, I haven't bothered with stun immunity. I have been considering a Kiara's Determination though. But the biggest problem of them all, the gem setup. I've at this point, I'm pretty sure, tried every single possible combination, but bosses will not die. I really wanted this build to be an Ignite prolif build. However, my first attempt was a bit of a hybrid of the two, so my single target was insanely awful. Clear was beautiful though. I then tried full-on Ignite, which was a lot better, running stuff like Awakened Deadly Ailment, Awakened Burning Damage, Fire Pen. However, while packs still get one shot, they kinda get one shot in slow motion, which can kinda cause dangerous situations. Also, while single target was indeed far better, I was not impressed with the Ignite, so I decided to go back to big booms, less burns. So I had to figure out my setup from the ground up again. Overall, I've had a lot of fun playing Detonate Dead. I haven't played it since Invasion, like 7 years ago now. It clears really good, detonating a pack is really satisfying, and often you only need to place one Desecrate and then you just chain the Detonate off the corpses that follows. It does Legion encounters pretty alright. Blight event, you just sit there and click Detonate Dead. Incursion events are really easy, just run up to the Architect and ball DD, done. I have not tried any endgame with the build yet. No Shaper, no Guardians, no Series, no nothing. Mostly because I already know that I have to struggle with normal map bosses. Metamorphs, however, if you get lucky and get it right, are piss easy. Step 1. Don't detonate the map boss. Step 2. Spawn Tane as close to the map boss as you can. Step 3. Make sure the Metamorph is close enough to the dead map boss. Step 4. Ball Detonate Dead and Masturbate. I can't quite make up my mind if I liked the Ignite setup better or not. I kind of felt it was a wee bit better, but I think they're kind of close as well. Alright, let's have a look-see at the setup. So we got a Dorianis Catalyst, mostly because I already had it and I wanted to scale the burn. So got my mobility stuff in here, Face Run, Increased Duration, Flame Dash. Hubris with energy shield, whatever resist you can get, I guess. With Desecrate, Spell Cascade, Fast Casting, and Arcane Surge. Then ES Shield, and here we got Scorching Ray with Spell Totem and multiple totems. This is mostly to deal with my single target issue, which kind of acts like a fire pen. Actually got lucky and just found this beautiful little thing. Energy Shield, Resist, Dext, Dream Fragment, so I don't have to be frozen constantly, because I've had a lot of issues with that. Ring with Dext, Resist, ES. Also running Precision to boost my base crit chance to help out with Elemental Overload. Gloves, Energy Shield, Resist. Ideally, you would want add fire damage to burning enemies. I can't remember the wording. So in here we got an Enlighten with Discipline and a self-cast Wave of Conviction to further increase my single target, and a Portal. We're also running Blasphemy with Flammability. I used to run with Herald of Ash, but it doesn't really do anything. The burn damage, etc. It's not global. It's local to the Ash itself. When I did full on Ignite, I ran with Malevolence, and then when I went back to the setup I'm using now, I swapped in Anger. I even bought this Watcher's Eye. It's a 2-in-1 for the cheap price of, I think it was like 60 chaos. However, while passive building says that Anger and Watcher's Eye is more damage, Blasphemy Flammability over Anger is actually far better, because the only fire pen I really have currently is my Wise Oak, so I very much prefer Blasphemy Flammability. Also, if you run hexproof maps, you can just swap in Anger instead of Blasphemy, I guess. And for the boots, we're still rocking Sintrek. We do need a wee bit of Dex, and we got casting damage taken Steelskin in here. And then a Regalia with Resist, as much fucking energy shield you can get, I guess. And my current gem setup is Vol DD. Hypothermia. So Hypothermia works because of Corpse Pact, wherever that is. See, enemies near corpses you spawned recently are chilled and shocked. So everything's basically always going to be chilled. Got Combustion, Intensify, which is basically my AoE, and then Ignite Proliferation. So, like, no matter what gem setup I went with, prolif is just too good. It's too good of a cleanupper. The mobs you don't hit with Detonate Dead is still gonna die to fire prolif, and on totem maps with like on dying totems, the prolif is gonna spread to that totem, destroying it immediately. I have tried playing without Ignite Prolif multiple times, but it just adds so much to the clear speed. It just feels too good. And then our last one is Inspiration, which gives us at 5 stacks like 35% more elemental damage, and it also gives us more crit, which helps a lot with elemental overload once again. And I kind of forgot to shoot a belt, I think, but it's not that special. Flask setup, we got a Sulfur with remove burn, we got a Wise Oak, got a 30% Quicksilver, we got a Basalt with bleed, and we got a Silver with warding. Alright, let's jump into the tree. Alright, so, oh whoops, I think I got my webcam there. Like stated, Essence Glutton, I went for purely for the mana issues. The energy shield regen is also very nice. We're running Mindless Aggression because we got Spiritual Aid. But the big one, the main reason we're even playing a Necromancer, Corpse Pact. We get increased global damage if you consume the corpse recently, and enemies near corpses you spawn recently are chilled and shocked. So we get a free added damage from shock, and corpses you spawn have 50% increased max life, which is very important because the Detonate Dead is the damage is based off of the corpse's life. Let's close this, zoom out a little bit. Well, I guess we'll start on this side here. So we got Divine Judgment over here, got Spiritual Aid, Zealous, we got Insightfulness because we have Arcane Will. So we get a lot of Energy Shield and Mana, which gives us even more Energy Shield. We got Elemental Overload, we got Minion Notes over here because we use Spiritual Aid. We got Unnatural Calm, obviously, and then some juicy fire damage. We got some fire damage over here. Well, it's mostly burn damage, actually. Yeah, well, I mean, this is basically the same damage as this, but this is 3 points and this is 4 points. This one is, I think, basically exactly the same, but 1 point cheaper. We are also once again rocking 2 energy from within, so these life notes turns into energy shield. This turns into energy shield. Well, it's a hybrid wield, so the max life portion of the wheel turned into energy shield. We also have done something wee bit interesting. We went for Light Eater, which gives us Life Leech. It also gives us increased damage on full energy shield. So we also grabbed Ghost Reaver. The Leech is actually really nice. Especially when you kind of run into a pack and you get stun locked, and they kick you in the balls down to like, I don't know, 50%, so you just blow them up, and then you just leech right back up again. So I tried specking out of Light Eater once actually, but then I realized how good it was, and I just had to spec back into it again. Right, my anointment is Arsonist. I forgot about the anointment. I don't really know what else to anoint. I think this is probably like the best one damage-wise. I don't really have anything else left to say other than if you feel you can improve on my shit build, then please leave a comment down below. And I will leave you with a short compilation of Metamorph of all DDs.